Hey Conan fans, this is Matt. Got something, lots of new stuff to show you today. Haven't done a whole lot of playing. Well, I've done a lot of playing in the last month or last week, but I have not recorded. I'm uploading a video I recorded last, what is it, Tuesday, and it's Monday right now. And then there's this one. I'm not sure really what to do. This is the problem. We're maxed out level. Knowledge-wise, I use console commands to pick up some knowledge that I wanted and couldn't get. More building stuff primarily, and some of the weapons that I actually utilize, and armor, and some of the golem stuff. But there's still a lot of stuff in here I didn't do. I didn't do any of the weapons that I'm not interested in. And then of course there's all the DLC stuff that I don't have. But I figured I wanted to keep playing. I wanted to keep doing stuff, and there was a ton of armor sets that were still locked. So I just went out and bought those. I bought the different saddles, and a lot of these. If you look at this cost 13 just to learn one different saddle group, and this one cost 13 to learn one saddle. It's ridiculous kind of cost structure. I bought the mammoth trophy for 3. That's a little more reasonable, but yeah. So anyway, um, don't really have a lot of stuff going on. So I was like, well, how am I going to continue to play this game? Well, I have some ideas. I'm going to keep them to myself because I'm not exactly sure if or what I'm going to do with it. But before I move there to that stuff, I wanted to showcase everything that's changed in the last week, like starting with the giant wheel. So before I had down here the medium-sized wheel, which had 4 thralls working on it. Now, of course, I have the biggest wheel that's in the game. This is one that has a full 8 thralls working on it. I think I have 7 currently because there's one in there that needs to be pulled out. But I got my taskmaster running it. Notice the armor color upgrades. This is the same armor. I've just done a little color tweaking with dyes. I thought this was, a little more flashy for my character. Um, I'm actually not going to be leaving today, so I'm going to switch back to my normal temple attire. I just wanted to show off my little armor. I have another set of clothing in here too. Um, Imperial wear. Maybe I should wear that because that's new. Yeah, I put that on. It's not a full set of clothing. It's enough. I won't need the mask or the skirts. And let's see. There's gold. There it is. This is my other attire that I have. I just altered a Lemurian outfit with some color choices. So let's take a look at the base of where I have it right now. I put a fence line along the entire, well, most of the edge. Added another couple of crates. I have lots of guys, lots of guards, people standing around. I got an area for my horses, so I put my saddle maker over here. I've built the base, all 5 of the saddles that I've learned. I've built in here. Um, haven't put them on any of the things. I haven't tried riding yet, but that's something on my to-do list. These guys are still, well, they're going to be done pretty soon, so I might as well give a quick tour here. I also put torches a lot of the area, around the area, because it helped light it up at night because it was kind of dark down here. And I put a big a bonfire here, so if I wanted to cook stuff while I'm waiting. Um, so they got the torturer's work table and another taskmaster thrall working it. Really, there's not much to this though. I already had several of these truncheons, and this one let me build a lesser version of it. It lets you build the rawhide bindings, which are better than the rope ones that I have, but then there's also the leather bindings, which are the best ones available. Put in a cage, put a little platform under it. I don't have anything in it. You can't actually put stuff in these cages. I'm not sure if I can build the cage or put the cage on top of something. It seems kind of weird. Why would they have a cage if you can't actually put something or someone in them? But whatever. Um, so this is what our little rock nose looks like when it got done. Um, After he hatched, he became, I think they called a something like a pebble something. And this is how he popped out of the fully adultized. I'm not sure if he changes his look as he, advances up, and if I have him as a follower, if he levels up, I don't know. But he's just kind of a generic, um, rock nose, and he looks a lot different than the ones that are out in the wild. I was kind of surprised at how he looked. The hillside still has all my elephants and rhinos on it. That part hasn't changed. But all of my bugs hatched. This was kind of fun. So most of them hatched out as these little guys, kind of the workers of the colony. And there was like, oh god, what is that? I think I have like five or let's see. I think I have six down there. A couple of them up here, and I have some up on the rocks up above. So most of them came out like that. One of them came out like this guy, which is kind of like a male or a soldier version of the big bug. So you get a real close up look at these guys. And I hatched two queens of the various those little, you know, maggoty worm things that I got out of that water fight that we had, or down in the Lemurian temple underwater. So this is a queen, huge. So I put these guys down here as kind of like a first guard thing. They're not leveling up. I'm not sure exactly if they level up when they just protect my base, or if I actually need to have them as followers, because that's kind of irritating. Because I've gone out here and had the little the lizard that's down here. I get him to follow me up here, and then these guys will attack him. I can kind of show you that. Now, when I took my little fighter guy out in the previous video, I think it was the last video I posted that I'm actually uploading right now. It didn't take much for them to level up. He killed an alligator, and all of a sudden he leveled up. So none of these guys are leveling up, killing these you know equivalents, or even these are higher level than the gator. So apparently they're not going to level up unless I actually take them out as followers. I don't know. But, this is a nice defense for this little slope here, that it's one of the only ways that anybody can approach my base from that region. And of course, if they get up here, then they're going to have more problems. Not to mention a whole hillside full of angry rhinos. So I found a bunch more tents, as you can see. I've got them lined up down here. This is the second or third time I've tried to replace this thing. You saw the original two that I had down here. Well, I've had to move them around. I had some other tents, and these have both been moved from where they originally were located. Essentially down here, everything else is pretty much the way it was. Now the rest of this is going to look much, much different. Not so much down here. I didn't do anything with either of those. I might have done a little platform work, but nothing major. I put another little cage over here. A little circular cage. Put some of the bugs over there with the queen. Otherwise, this part hasn't changed much. The rest of my base, I'm trying to hide it because there's so many changes. Okay, that's about the same. Under this tent, I got this Hyrcanian fighter, and then I have a slew of dancers, as well as I brought the panther out here. Did a few more decorative things. Threw down a few more rugs, I think, that weren't here. Another offering. Gave this little entertainer some company. And here's the guy that was our follower, who's actually leveled up several times. Is, you know, interesting. Another tent here. You know, soldiers need a little break. This is all just raw temptation, though, because our religion forbids fornication. So then, of course, I have three of my priestesses out here with another shrine. I've got my bearer here is like a merchant. Got her all dressed up. It looks more appropriate. I've kind of fenced in my two hyenas. I got a soldier over here, a Zamorian fighter dressed up in his traditional Zamorian thief gear. Thought he looks pretty good. Another little tent. So the not only did the rock nose hatch, the shoebill hatched. Of course, I got a pink shoebill. I'll have to buy a few more of those. Another bearer, again, kind of acting like a merchant kind of thing. Still need to do some stuff over here. Either add some people or some critters. I don't know exactly. Some decor, you know, some drums and more other stuff. Another bearer. This is Harcanian. She's a level 3, so she's probably somebody I'm going to have to take out and level up. Got my 3 horses here. I got both the guards armed in their, this is a Shemite, in Shemite armor. The Kushite one, I didn't have any Kushite armor, so what I did was I geared up the, what do they call it, the lizard armor, or it's like scale. Kind of an ominous, you know, got some protection down here. That's everything outside the wall. Yeah, I didn't do anything else with that stuff. Added another chest here because I have lots of clothing that I've been making and finding and upgrading, and so as needed I dress my different thralls. Got one of my spiders hatched, placed him here to, you know, part of the little shrine. We got 3 of the you know, priestesses, if you want to call them that, since there aren't any Zathite priests or priest garbs in this game. Probably in some future update they'll add them, but right now this is all I got, are the, you know, my version of priestesses. Defari fighter guard, Defari fighter guard. Upstairs, I don't think I have anything new in this portion, but got another Defari archer. Got a Nordheimer archer, level tier 3. All these guys I gotta take out at some point. Zingarn archer, she was here before. So I added in a siege cauldron, filled it up with pitch, or, you know, tar. Got a couple of guards up here. Lisa, the longbow archer. Got her in an altered garb. This outfit is actually kind of reddish colored, so I stained it a kind of black, dark gray black, which is kind of cool looking. And then of course I got, what's her name, Dina Master Huntress, which I had up here before too, but I also got her all armored up in a set of what is her armor? Not in great shape, but it's a full set of Lemurian armor. I just haven't fixed it. Still trying to find some stuff for my Hyborian archer. At the time I didn't have any Hyborian gear, and another Defari archer. There's so many Defari near here that it's pretty easy for me to farm them for thralls. It's a lot harder for me to get some of the others. Like the Nordheimer ones, I have to go up north to get them. You get an assortment of stuff in the Black Hand camps, but this is my ground force. These are basically the spears. 2 sword fighters that rush out here to defend against whatever comes, but then my spear fighters, they can run right up next to the wall and stab with their long spears. A couple Nordheimer, actually several of these are Nordheimers. 1 Stygian fighter in full Stygian armor. And of course the Defari in traditional Defari gear. Got 2 more good archers up here. Hyborian in Hyborian slaver armor, I believe. Yep. full set. And Vapnir, who's I think he's a Nordheimer, but I have him in a mix gear of Vanir and Lemurian. That was kind of a nice combination. A couple more guards over here. A Stygian fighter in full Stygian gear. Or no, this isn't Stygian. Yeah, it is Stygian Raider gear. And then kind of a custom one. This one's a Cimmerian Exile. She's a fighter. But I have her in kind of a mix, more or less a dancer gear. But then I gave her the Hood of Asura, and I painted the whole thing to look like uniform. So they're kind of, I don't know, some kind of a private guard or something like that. And I got a Khitan Exile from a different camp that's really high, pretty good stats. Um, I'm not exactly sure once they don't have normal abilities. I don't have any Khitan armor. The only Khitan armor you can get is from DLCs. The stuff I have access to is the stuff that they have in game isn't as good. Of course, that's a full set of Hyrcanian armor on my Hyrcanian archer. And up above, I got my two hero named guys, Galter of Bosania. These guys were here before in a Hyrcanian archer, but they're just fully geared up and ready for war. So my defenses, I have replaced these with a different material. See, these are actually designed to have those siege bowls in them, but actually I think this is going to work better for archers. See, as an archer, you can actually get a good angle now, where behind one of these, you can't really get over the top of it. So, nice and ominous feel. Got my bear here, which I had before. Here's another one of those guards that I have geared up. Exact same outfit. I don't know, maybe the jewelry might be different, but the clothing portion is identical and identical colored. So again, it's kind of like a private guard. Okay, let's go in here, see what I've done here. Still got my tiger. These guys are still working away. Yeah, I didn't do anything else out there. This portion is still exactly the same as it was previously. Same here. Okay, this building I have altered. As you can see, it's got a different skin to it. I wanted to change it up, and I have one with, this is like the insulated wood, so on the outside it looks like brick, but it's got like wood panels on the inside, so it's kind of more, I don't know if it's appropriate, but it looks better than the sandstone. I also got rid of the back door. I was going to put in a bigger thing. The upgraded fire cauldron, oh my god, you won't believe this thing. So this is some of the problems I'm having. It's not a problem, it's just a little irritating when, this is kind of like the standard size for workstations, and then every once in a while you get these smaller ones, that are easier to fit in stuff. Well, the upgraded bowls, the fire bowl cauldron, is huge! Look at the size of this thing! It would fill this entire room all by itself. So once I realized I wasn't going to build that, I was left with, oh well, screw it, I'm going to put a window and a door, or get rid of the door, replace it with a window, and I thought about expanding the size of this, but I was like, screw it. So I'm dealing with stuff like that. Another one of those guards, same kind of colored gear outfit, so it's another guard. She's a Zamorian. The station back here hasn't changed, but I did find somebody to work it, an alchemist, to do painting, so now the paints get made really fast. Oh, I have to put a fence here. I haven't done that yet. But this is mostly going to be replaced anyway. But here's what it looks like from the outside. So it's got the similar spikes as some of the others, the other upgraded. What's it called? The reinforced sandstone? No, stone brick. It looks similar to stone brick, but it's I think it's reinforced stone. I think that's what that is. Maybe it is insulated wood. It's probably insulated wood because of the wood in the inside and the stone and looking on the outside. I don't know, but I thought that looks pretty good. With the new roof on it, has a nice spiky area too. So little alchemy station. As you can see, this thing got bigger. So I decided, because I was having problems with oversized workstations, those three things are still the same. I did put somebody, let's see, blacksmith to work at my silver, my the what is it called? The casting table, which is ridiculously underutilized. They do have in some DLCs the ability to do silver and gold jewelry instead of just iron. I don't know why they just have iron in here. It seems silly. I've got my thaumaturgy bench up here. I did do some. I am now have some sorcerer stuff. I'll have to show some of that off. Not much here, but then I decided, okay, let's go up. Let's build some more floors. And so I built a set here and a set here, and now so this is the top floor, but it's an additional, 4 whole panels plus the roof. So it's a pretty big space, but I can't really get much more than one workstation on any of these floors. So maybe two if they're this size, but some of the ones I'm developing are awfully huge. Otherwise, that portion hadn't changed a whole lot. Okay, let's see. I don't think anything in here has changed since last time. I still got the same workstations. Got people working at all of them. Um, Nothing major. Still got that stuff there. Still got my box of powerful things that I've pulled from some of the dungeons I've crawled in off camera. Mostly furniture though. Nothing really changed there. Let's go up this way because it'll be quicker. So you can tell I replaced the old stairs with the next tier ones, which I kind of like because they have a little railing on it. It looks a little more, safe and secure. This area hadn't changed any except I added the improved beehive, which is kind of nice. I already had these in the last video, so that hadn't changed any. I didn't change anything down there. Didn't do any extra building. In here, pretty much the same. I think I put a boar head up there. That's about all I've done in this room. I did start replacing this. It's not completed yet, but at least I started replacing it with the next tier of brick, but it's only about half done. Another example of something I was going to replace, the well. I intentionally I bought the large water well thing because I was intending to replace this, and it turns out this thing is also friggin' enormous. I couldn't even find a place to put this down below. It's so huge. So yeah, so I'm stuck with the old-fashioned one there. Another priestess. And this is what that armor looks like in its natural state. The what is it called? The Void Forge Dragon Hide armor. It has that reddish look. You notice it's scaled. It's made out of dragon hide. Got a couple more saber-toothed cats. So now I got 3 guarding the little lobby. And I took out the doors when I upgraded all this. I took out the doors, so this is completely fortified now. Let's see. One Defari archer, another Defari archer. This whole platform needs a few more men up here, little, guards. This is going to be my spider farm. Once I get a few more spiders. I didn't show you that. I have like 7 or 8 spider eggs. We're spider worshippers. They're basically in that box down there next to the animal pen. So once they're ready, once their little, tiny little spider comes out, then I'll put them, 5 of them in there and train them up until they're full-size spiders. And this is where they're going to reside. This is going to be my little spider farm up here. I already showed you guys this. We didn't actually come up and look at it up close. We looked at it from a distance, but yeah, I replaced the entire structure with the black ice set of walls and floors and so forth. Got my priestesses, got to spread them out, and I only added one, I think, from before. They're all doing their thing. Got another little pet here. Got my little spider hanging out on the idol, as well as a little incense burner. So essentially, all that's the only part up here that's really different. Just a few little additions. Okay. Oh, I just put this bear here before this morning before I wrapped up in preparation for this recording. I didn't do anything different out here, although I did find some things I had to fix. Apparently, I deleted foundation there. It's probably when I was screwing around with the roof down here. Or not the roof, but with that little corner room thing. So I'm gonna have to replace that with something or cover it up. Partially geared up my Hyrcanian archer. I gotta get her a top yet. She's still topless. Got another siege cauldron here, which is a nice angle to dump burning pitch down there. Okay, kitchen. Kitchen hasn't changed a whole lot. I did get another cook to work the other station. I built the upgraded preservation box, which I guess has another 10 spaces for storage. Maybe more, because some of these scroll down if they get filled up. It's probably more than 10, but got a guard in here. This is a Shemite fighter. She's wearing all Shemite gear except for her hat. Her hat is... I wanted to see what the Zingarn freebooter headscarf looked like on this outfit, because it's mostly red. It came out alright. Otherwise, this room is pretty much the same as it was. Okay, more changes. Replace this with a little more fortified looking, walls. Again, it's the insulated look. So some treasure changes. I had found not one but two of those cat statues, and they started sinking into the floor. I don't know what that was about. I'd come in here. I mean, before you saw them, they had like a growing and shrinking thing. I don't know what that was about. And so then I started coming in, and basically their head was popping out of the floor. So I pulled them back up and replaced them on the floor and left. And when I came back, they were completely gone. So I don't know what the deal is with those. I found a harp. I brought back a Lemurian statue. I brought back a second treasure chest. Actually, I think it's the same one that I pulled out of that tomb or whatever up north. God, I found a ton of gold and silver though. So our total riches count is now up to almost 17,000. I have the ability to build a vault now. Haven't done it yet. Probably should look into it though. Another guard out here. Now this is a Zingaran fighter in full Zingaran gear. I haven't decided whether I'm going to gear everybody up in their ethno-centric style or if I'm just gonna, come up with some uniform sets of my own, because really your guards should all look alike. They shouldn't look like the United Nations of castle guards, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I want to see what they look like, and then I'll go from there. Put another chest in here to hold the pieces. Still haven't quite figured out this stuff. I took the iron stuff out and put stone in. I still haven't been able to get this to start. Thought it was because it needed those weird... Oh, it's working now. I clicked this earlier and it didn't do nothing. Alright, you guys get to see something that I haven't even seen before. I literally tried this earlier today and nothing happened. Hey, we got a stone golem. So he's just guarding. He's got an inventory he can harvest. will seek out and harvest these resources. Oh, you just throw it in there and he'll go and do it. His ability is to harvest rocks, so you could do metals and probably coal or stone because he's got a big ass hammer. If you have one that has an axe that can chop down trees, I suppose. Well, that's cool. I'm going to move him out of the way for now until I come up with a better purpose for him. Oh, can't walk there. Oh. Come on, why can't you stand there? That's weird. He can stand right, like, on top of the wall practically, but he can't stand farther in. Alright, well, that's one. I guess I should try throwing something else in here. Crystalline. I don't know if I have a full set. Let's see, I got both arms and a torso, but I don't have the other parts, and I don't like mixing and matching. So I already got stone, lotus burner torso. As incense that benefit those nearby. Interesting. An aromatic iron one. That's interesting. Huh. I'll have to experiment with this. And of course, this station allows you to build various pieces, and I've unlocked more of them because there were precious few of them in here. Interesting. I still don't have any idea of why that worked now, and it did not work earlier today when I clicked this thing. It just did not do anything. The only thing I can think of is that my inventory was full. Maybe it has something to do with my inventory. I mean, I was over encumbered. It shouldn't affect anything. I'm not equipping the guy. But that's the only thing that's different, is I'm no longer encumbered. So, I don't know, maybe that does have something to do with it. Alright, you can see I decked out my little armory here. This is kind of my guest bedroom, I guess. But really, I'm kind of turning this into my armory. So all my personal weapons are in here. So if I want to change my loadout, these are the different ones, my kind of carryover. I'm going to do some other stuff in here. Outside of the facelift, I didn't really do anything else in here. I haven't even finished with the outside stuff, but it looks alright. I hadn't even done the bathroom yet. But that's what it'll look like on the inside, unless I decide to go a different route. Upstairs. I did even less up here. I didn't do anything with any of these rooms. This is still exactly where it was before. Yeah, I haven't done anything here. And I think the only thing that I did out here was, let's see, I put some bugs up there and the bugs over there, but I think that was all done before. So that's about all I did up here. So that's pretty much everything that I have done since the last time I've recorded anything. I guess you might have seen it in the background, but I didn't show it off. Well, I did put a few more, like, there's a lot more heads on walls. Mostly, just kind of the same old, same old. The one noticeable one, though, is the mammoth. I forgot to show the mammoth off. So I put him on the big, that thing is huge. That thing is absolutely friggin' huge. I wasn't sure where to put him. He doesn't fit in any of my rooms. Even in the big kitchen in there, he probably wouldn't fit in there. I thought about switching it, putting it over here and putting the banner on a different panel, but we'll see. Is that pretty much it? I think I covered everything. Okay, I've gone through all the different... I did replace the doors. So the wall itself and the frame is all still the same, but I replaced them with these spiked metal. That poor bear must be getting a lot of hits from that. And I start, because there you can see where that room is, because those two, have been changed. And I'm starting to, update the materials and replace the old sandstone stuff with newer, fresher looking things. Nope, I didn't do anything different up there. Yep, there we go. 10 spider sacks that are either on the six. I have a couple of them I think that are for like 16 hours left, or 16. Yeah, a couple of them that are 16. All the other ones are in there right around 19 hours. I have to play that long before these things are ready to put in here to become adults. So I need a lot of burning a lot of time, and so I have some ideas of things I want to do. Um, what I was thinking of, I guess I can kind of explain some of my thoughts. What I was thinking of is kind of doing a soft reboot instead of starting a whole new game and a whole new thing when starting all over. Why would I do that? I've already recorded everything I've done to this far. Instead of doing that, I thought about just emptying my entire inventory, everything. Get rid of all the clothing, get rid of all the weapons, get rid of all my gear, and, you know, flying, teleporting, using map teleport to send me back to one, not the one we went originally, but one of the other broken highway locations, and kind of doing a start from scratch. And here's the thing: keeping myself from cheating, keeping myself from doing anything, but leaving myself with basically just like starting the game. We're gonna have to get that the gifted water flask, gather some resources, get to the river, gather more resources. But essentially, be starting off without any of the things that basically, instead of being level zero with no equipment and no stuff and no knowledge and having to do everything, I'm going to have a character that's got all of the skills leveled up, 60th level, all of the knowledge that I have accumulated. So I know how to do all this stuff, but with no resources. So basically, starting from scratch, except for what is in my head and my level ups. I thought I might try that. So, look around for a new, like, temporary base. I'll have to, off camera, still come back here and make sure everything's still okay here and make sure everything's going according to plan, like getting my spiders in there. Most of the stuff, though, is autonomous at this point. There's nothing I need to do. Um, so, and I was thinking about that, coming in, finding a base, you know, if if this was closer to real time and I had a group of people following me, they could kind of give me some suggestions. Like, do you want me to start, with a base in the savannah area, or the big basin here, or out in the jungle, or the transitional zone between the jungle and the desert? Any ideas of where I should build a base? But I might just scout something out and see if I can find something that meets my standards. I definitely, the one part of this base here, what I love about it is that it's stuck. I've mentioned this before. It's right between these three large groups of peoples, so it's excellent farming opportunities for getting thralls, or just experience. I really like that. I think this is a really good location. I watched some videos on people. Somebody posted a video about like 10 great starting locations for this game, and they were in my neighborhood. There were some in the area, but not this specific spot. And I really love this specific spot. Um, but anyway, the one thing I don't have is access to is deep water. Our little fishing hole is all the way out here, and that's a long ways. We have access to water, but not deep water, not water that has fish in it that we can fish. So I'm thinking something probably along the river or near the river. Although I could be convinced to maybe go up north. I don't want to go into the snow region. I don't want to have to deal with that. But, somewhere near one of these ponds, lakes, or rivers that's in this entire zone might be kind of interesting. I've been in the jungle. The Here's the downside about being in the jungle is there's so much there's periodic rain, and that gets to be a little old after a while with all the rain that comes down. They're not real good about making sure it doesn't rain inside buildings. Which it shouldn't do. Um, so I don't know if I want to deal with that, but maybe the transition area. It's got a little more rain than the desert, which never has any rain, but it's got a little more sunlight than the deep jungle too. So I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud right now. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do, but I'm thinking maybe I'm gonna try that. And if I start it and hate it, then I probably won't even post the video. But that's what I'm thinking about doing. Um, Meanwhile, all of my thralls are completed. Take all the rest of this clothing out of here. Most of it's not in good shape, but as far as weapons, I'll worry about arming them later. So, what do we got? I don't want to deal with the soldiers first. First thing I want to deal with is the bearers. I got a 2 3s. Okay, good. So I got a Defari bearer. I know where I want to put him. Actually, I'm gonna put one in here, and then I got one out here because I don't know. I'm just thinking like exotic pets, you know. I think I'll put him in here. He looks more local. Oh, there we go. I don't have a tire for these guys yet, but let's see. I don't like that on a man. I was saving that for a woman. I'll have to get some different attire. I got some stuff inside, but right now I just want to place things. Good enough. And the other bearer. Hyborian. Look like a pretty boy. I think I'll have him in here with some exotic pets. Hyborian, I don't think I have anything really appropriate for that right now. I'm gonna have to get some. I'll give him. No, I don't want to keep the mask. Like I said, I'll worry about a tire later. I just want to get some idea of where I want these guys to live. A couple of archers for the walls. Alright, I got a couple of Sumerian fighters, which I intentionally got because they're Sumerians, because I have a bunch of Sumerian armor, and I was like, God, I want to get this on somebody, but I didn't have any Sumerian fighters. Most of the Sumerians I have in the camp are merchants, or not merchants, they're workers. Let's see. It's not a bad place in here. Around the campfire. All three of these are Sumerians. Okay. Another female. I don't know if the other one's male or not. Oh, she's got a special blade. And the Oh, she's also female. So 3 female Sumerian warriors. I'll have to get them decked out. Stygian dancer. Couple of archers. Don't know where I want to put her. I tried to put somebody over there before and it didn't work. I don't know why you can't be under that little thing, but it just won't let you. But you can go under here. I guess that works. Gotta change her emote before she starts dancing around. I don't know why they have surrender. Why would you ever have a surrender emote needed? That works. Okay. Alright, archers. Got lots of room for archers. What kind of archers do I got? Okay, Stygian's gonna go down here somewhere. Okay, I'll have to get them some armor. And the Defari one, you know where I'm going to put them. I'm going to put them up with the other two that are up on the hilltop. Need to do some things in this room. Yep, right here. Good place. No, I'm not gonna mess with that. Didn't have any chest armor, did I? No, I had black hand. That's fine too. That'll work. I saw I have a jar in here. Let's go ahead and place that. Get it out of my inventory. Well, I got my work cut out for me. I gotta find some appropriate armor, possibly color it, and attach it. So, time to give it a kind of a flyby treatment. I like this wall. What I don't like is when it's on top of each other, because it really does look like the little ridges that stick out would be a nice top of a wall kind of thing. Doesn't look as good when it's row after row of them, in my opinion. So I don't know. I might do something different with that. Oh, that planter is outside. I'm gonna have to push it in a little bit. It's a little too close to the edge. So that's what this side looks like. There's so much stuff I can do. Like this entire area, I could get rid of this entire porch area and suck it back into with a wall. You know, I could just build it in, but originally it was going to wrap around and have a door that went inside. Then I turned it in my treasure room and screwed that up. Yeah, see, I got to replace a few more foundations. Figure out what I'm going to do with the other intervening ones. I might just leave a lot of them the way it is. It doesn't look too bad. I think the exterior looks okay. It's not it's the interiors I'm not real crazy about, and the foundations. I think the foundations look ridiculous. The ginormous slab of stone, I just don't think looks very. You're never gonna find that many perfect slabs like that. Spiky roof. This thing's gonna get changed. I don't need it to look so cruddy like that. I wish it would do something with it. I don't know where I'm gonna put that mammoth head. I should put it out here where it's facing outward towards the rest of the people. I really love my temple. I love the way that looks. I mean, it's supposed to be darkness and everything. Putting the windows up there is kind of an afterthought, but it has a nice look to it. You can see the spider in there too. Maybe I'll do like a ring of torches or something on the outside of it because I don't have any torches on the inside. It's dark except for the torches that are part of the cauldron of the temple or the shrine itself. I love my little lighthouse thing on top of my elevator. It's kind of obscured with the building next to it. Could be, tall on its own. The gate. Again, this whole wall I'm going to replace with different kind of stone, something that looks a little better than this. I might even replace some of the upgraded ones on the bottom because I do think that looks better near the top. It's a lot of boring flat space, but I think I did okay with creating some areas that are outcropped. Creative solutions for roofs and stuff like that. I think it's kind of neat. Oh yeah, I put 3 more up here. I forgot about those guys. Well, I brought back so many of those larvae from that Lemurian temple. I was like, oh crap, what am I going to do with all these bugs? I haven't done anything over here yet. Still don't know. Probably just put a tower in just to be done with it. Here, I wasn't even sure I was going to build out on this plateau, and it turns out I didn't really have much of a choice if I was going to do all this animal raising, which actually turned out okay. There's good space for that. Like I said, I thought this location is really, really good. If I'm going to ride my horse out of here, I have to take this path. It's the only path that's kind of got an up and down. That or go up through the gap into the desert. Um, you got the water on both sides. Still got my monitor in here, checking things out. The river on the other side. It still didn't appear. One time I saw the ghost over here approaching the. There it is. Because there was a big rock on this thing at one time, so the little ghost must have walked up here and then showed it hitting the rock, which gives you the clue that maybe there was something under the rock. It must be what that is. So something else, I should kind of highlight are landmarks. So one of the reasons why I really like this base location is, well, from this direction, obviously there's this plateaued basin here. The knowing that I was in walking distance of the pit here, the arena pit, because this is pretty easy to see from a distance between the tower, the pink fog, and the big hole in the desert. So that is a decent sized landmark. Once I know I'm here, I know exactly where I am because I used to walk up the hill and enter this area. So that's a great landmark for my home base. Because over here, once you've seen one set of rocks, you've seen all. You know, they all kind of blend in. So the generic desert rock isn't a real good landmark. Um, Same with the towers. Those little towers dot the landscape. But I've taken so many paths north and south. The fact that we are this close to the um, savannah, that little basin, is just a stone's throw away. I mean, we're just right over this rocky pile of rocks. Boom, we're back home. So I mean, it's that close to the savannah region, which is another good landmark. This is the way I always go north. I basically just turn north and enter through one of these gaps, and boom, we're in the north. So we're not that far away from that. Of course, there's this. If you're coming in from any of these directions and you see the big ship in stone, well, we're right over the hill from this. I farm this thing a lot. A lot of the entertainer dancers I get are right here. It takes a little bit for it to load up, but it's just so easy to farm this for people. But this is a humongous landmark, and we're just over the ridge, and boom, we're back into our base. That's how close we are to that thing. It's just right over the ridge. So these guys don't keep attacking me. Okay. Some other landmarks of note. This thing isn't a real great landmark because it's not really a base. It's just, I don't know what the heck this thing is, to be honest with you. This is one of the few of these structures that doesn't really have much of a purpose other than the, Harlot's journal entry. It's all built up, but there's nothing there. I mean, there's a cave that goes into the thing underneath. I guess that's how you access it, but it's okay as a landmark. This actually makes for a better landmark because there really aren't that many temple looking shapes. So when I'm flying across and I see, oh, there it is, there's the temple, or we're right up the hill from that, boom, there we are. Of course, the entrance to that. I was looking at some other, I think would be pretty decent base locations. Right up here, look at this area right here. This whole plateau. It's flat. I mean, you'll farm this stuff. Once it's gone, it won't respawn if you build too close to it. But if you wanted to, you could kind of leave this alone so you can keep mining the stone and the metal. But you got a built-in, one of these little obelisk towers, which you can't really do anything with, but at least it has an interesting look to it. But this whole thing is flat top. Doesn't really have an access point. This is as close as it gets, and this just drops off. So I completely circled this thing. I was thinking that'd be a decent base. It's like a huge fort. There's no way to get up there. You'd have to climb to get up there, no matter what. So it wouldn't be great if you intended to do a lot of horse riding, but because this thing has a sort of slope, you could kind of manufacture your own kind of ramp down to this, road pathway here. But I thought that was kind of nice as a potential base location. Another landmark, and those tells me I'm close to home, is the big hand. And of course, in the distance, you can see the Tower of the Bat. So as I'm going from place to place, these are, just kind of key landmarks that kind of hone me in. I'm like, oh, there's that, so I got to turn this direction, and oh, there's the hand. Oh, I got to turn a little more because this isn't quite right. But we're near the desert. Once I get near the big desert with the hole in it, boom, I know I'm right over the hill. So I'm always looking for landmark things. Up here is the Khitan camp with the remnants of the Khitan, where in a previous version of the game, the guy that has his head is in the bowl is the big sorcerer that was in the Age of Sorcery. Come on, guys, there you are. God, I wish I could get this armor, but you can't make it right now. there's some merchants here you can actually trade stuff with. You can find the things that they want. But anyway, the Conan Exile that I'm using, I got off of, I don't know, it was one of the guards up here. I thought, oh, I'll just get one of those. So I clocked her, brought her into home. But that's another, you know, landmark. Easy to recognize this when I'm crisscrossing back and forth to. I just don't know where I want to build my base. Where I want to build my next base. I'm thinking not. I don't think I want to build in the deep desert this time. I don't want to. I'm getting kind of tired of sand and rock. I mean, there's always a side of me that wants to build one of these high plateaus and just build a tower up here that just gets bigger and bigger, you know. In my wanderings, I did find another interesting little base location, but I don't remember where it is off the top of my head now. But it was similar to those where it was like on a little plateau, limited access. Again, nice little plateau here. Okay, now we're south because this is the deep. Yep, that's where we started. This is where we came in. Oh, this is a different one. We came in over here. So I'm going to pick one of these other locations, set myself down like right here without anything, and just kind of replay the start of the game the same way. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to see the stuff that's happening. Pick up the person's, no, not that one. It's the next stop has the, anyway. Head north and find a place to build. So, looking for water, deep water that we can fish from. Looking for defense, you know, someplace. This would be bad. It wouldn't be bad, except there's people up here. So I don't want to build too close to other people. I don't want to build too close to, you know, those monsters of any type or hostile fauna. It's tricky. See, a lot of good places are already taken. So I've already built over here before. I'm not going to build in this gap again. Again, I don't want to build in the sand stuff. I'd rather build in the palm tree areas without getting too close to the jungle. This wouldn't be bad. And we're already getting into the rain. I don't mind being in a rain zone. I just don't want to be in the constant rain zone. Uh-oh. That's a bunny. Thought it was a baby pet of some kind. Yep, so we're on the islands. Can't build here because of this big thing spawning in the area. This side is, here we go. See the transition? I don't want to build here, but over here would be nice. It'd be nice to see grass on a regular basis. Hey, white tiger. I didn't know there was more white tigers. Kind of cool to build in a space like this because you could build here and build straight across, but then have this basement area. I like the idea of having a basement because you can always build up. Building up is easy. You can't. They don't let you dig down. Yeah, well, here's a problem. The place is already settled. Search around enough, we'll find some place. That's all I'm doing right now is just doing a scouting run, trying to find some place that might be a point of interest. So what I should do is utilize the map markers and try to, you know, plot some potential home bases, so I don't have to spend so much time scouting for one later. Yeah, can't build here because of all the cats. That'd be kind of cool. I got our natural moat or little swimming pool, but it's not quite deep enough. It's too shallow. Again, possible of having a basement if you build across the ravine. And see, now we're into the deeper jungle. This gets to be a little more. Another camp. See, this is the thing with the rain. When it's a long period of rain, it gets to be a little tired of it. You know, it's like I'm sick of it. It's kind of a nice change of pace because we're from the desert area where it never rains. But I think that after a couple of hours of non-stop rain, get a little old. So this is a possibility. You know, you could even try to find something kind of halfway in between, something that's bordering the different zones. Can't cross there. Who knows? Maybe that'll be a new area someday. Because this all used to be fenced off before they unlocked the north, and so then they changed the direction and went up the hill. This one used to be an active fence, I'm sure of it. But now, there's the north. They also have rain here, but it's not all the time. It's just something I like. And it has a lot of greenery. It's cooler. It's definitely a higher level. Build something off of this. Tower and a pond. I don't think it would be it'd be kind of interesting to build along the ridge here. The waterfalls and stuff. Or even in the tunnels that go between. What the heck? Just gotta deal with the cats. But there's lots of tunnels. You could build in there so you could have access to the savannah or the north. There's not much of a surface area here. Could try to build in the ravine, the aqueduct. It's supposed to be flowing north, but this is definitely not. This is leaking out. But kind of like some of the plateaus, a lot of the choice spots already have habitation, so you end up even have to start. I don't want to start a house out in a big wide open valley like this. I want restrictions. I want to have a narrower confines. You know, I want the borders of a cliff or a gash of a ravine to deal with. You know, I don't want just a big flat space. That's great if you want to make some, really fancy building, but I like the idea of incorporating my buildings with the terrain, and that requires there to be some kind of a varying terrain. I'm also not opposed to building, if you can find a spot that you can build in or around the different ruins in this game, because there's a lot of them scattered. I don't know. Kind of look around, find something. Foragers. Note. This is another cooking recipe. recipe. Possibly recipes. Can't build on these because there's like a few of them that are abandoned and disheveled, but most of those have animals around them. Can't build too close to the Nordheimer capital. Over the valley, this wouldn't be a bad spot. Except again, I don't want to build in this wide open spaces. Good mining there. Can build a little house someplace, but a proper base, not so much. Again, I don't even know if I'm going to build a big base. I'm fine building a small hovel, to be honest with you. I've already got a big base. I don't want to have to maintain another one. There's something about, finding a cave that's not occupied by a critter and converting that, start with a cave and build out from there. There are a lot of caves. Just gotta find them. I did watch a video of somebody that made I don't know if it was a Sumerian or Nordheimer or whatever, but they converted one of these. Yeah, I'm in the right direction. Huh. Oh, this is just a passage, isn't it? Oh no, it is an actual dungeon. Well, I haven't been here yet. I'm not gonna go through it, but I know where it is now. Ranky's Journal 5. I'll read that next time if I ever get through here. Huh. Okay, well, there's that. Like I said, I don't get over here very much. This is not in my backyard. Watch, look out. Anyway, what I was saying is that they converted it wasn't a barrow. It was one of the like ruined barrows, the ones that all they had were like the outside pillars, and it was isolated. It wasn't here in this cluster where you have all the ghost guys running around. But they had basically rebuilt a house using this as their framework. So they built structure around the outside of it. It was circular because that's what all the homes are over here. Built it up, and I don't know. It wasn't my kind of thing, but it was kind of an interesting idea of taking a ruined location and kind of reclaiming it and making a new building there. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm transitioning here. And so then we have this Savannah area, the area that's north of Relic Hunter City, which I always forget the name of. And there's some interesting spots over here I kind of like too, because again, you got some. I kind of like finding a place that's decent around the oasis. Finding one that doesn't have too many critters. This one probably won't work because it's kind of all ground level, but yeah, this is where I was looking before. You can't build too close to the city, but if you can find a spot that's not too far away, there are some interesting locations. I do love the water here, and it's beautiful. Broke my torch. I also, in through. Let's see, was it out here? Yeah, I think it was. It was out on here. I built a little house on this hill and kind of just kept adding on to it, and it wasn't a decent. It's a pretty decent spot. It was in running distance of town. It was defensible, kind of like the position I have, because it's got a big cliff over here. And a ravine, and I built a bridge across the ravine. But downside, there is no. The only water here is, those the ponds that are the city is built around in the area to the north, because there's no rivers, there's no lakes, there's no nothing. Precious few trees. Yes, there's some, but man, there's not very many of them. Plenty of rock, and there's not too bad of a selection of iron and coal and stuff around, but it's not exactly lush. And I definitely don't want to build it in here. It's a little too corrupted and a little too dangerous. And then we're back to the desert again. So, I don't know. Just some thoughts going through my head. I'm gonna teleport home. It's a weird place to drop me. Well, that's it. This might be the last time you see this place for a while. I'm going to continue to work on it on my free time, but I'm looking for a challenge, and rather than starting a whole new game, I think I will try doing something, stripping myself of my tools and my vice of using console commands to live off the land for a while. Might ground me, and I do like having all my skills, so I can kind of work towards, and I know what I'm going to build. When I get my hammer, I know what kind of things I want to build going forward. But still, this is the only stuff I'll be able to build out of the gate. Until I start building workstations, I'm stuck with stone tools, some foray weapons, very, very limited stuff. The campfire and the tool, the construction hammer, those are my most vital resources right there. I mean, yeah, I can use my truncheon to capture somebody, but I won't be able to train them without the Wheel of Pain, so I'd have to gather resources for it. So I don't know. I think that'd be kind of fun. At least, I don't know. Like I said, I'm gonna try it. If I think it's entertaining, I'll post it. If I don't, I won't, and I'll just leave it at that. That's been a little more than an hour. I think that's pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. Thanks for watching, guys. In case this could be the end, maybe I'll never post another one of these videos, or of Conan. I'm sure I'll post some other video games. I just need to start playing some. But we'll see. Maybe if there's a long pause between recordings, maybe somebody will say, "Hey, I want to see some more of your Conan, man." Maybe I'll come bring it back. Thanks for watching, guys.